Musa Al-Kadhim, the seventh Imam, son of Imam Ja'far as-Sadiq, was born on the 7th of Safar in 128 after Hijrah in Al-Abwa. His mother was Hamida al-Barbariya, a region of North Africa. His imamate coincided with the reign of four Abbasid caliphs, Al-Mansur, Al-Hadi, Al-Mahdi, and Harun. Imam Al-Kadhim is the only Imam to be named after a prophet. It is narrated that when he was born, his father chose the name due to his resemblance to Prophet Musa. He had many children. Three notable ones are Imam al-Ridha, Ismail, and Fatima Ma'asuma. Being the son of an Imam, destined to be an Imam, it was evident from a young age that he possessed divinely inspired knowledge. At the tender age of 5, Imam al-Kadhim answered a challenging theological question from Abu Hanifa intended for his father. He explained that the responsibility of sin cannot be attributed to Allah alone, because it would be unjust for Allah to punish the compelled sinner. Nor could the sin be ascribed to Allah and the sinner equally, because it would be unjust for the dominant to penalize the weaker partner. Hence, any sin was solely the responsibility of the performer alone. Allah may forgive or justifiably punish. Musa al-Kadhim was well-mannered, forgiving, and generous. He responded to incidences of verbal and physical abuse with patience and tolerance. Therefore, Al-Kadhim is his most well-known title. On many occasions throughout his life, he granted pardons to those who wronged him and freed many slaves. Once, when a slave reportedly dropped water all over his clothes, Imam recited the Quran. Those who spend in ease and adversity and suppress their anger and excuse the faults of the people, and Allah loves the virtuous. In response to this verse, he informed the servant that, I've suppressed my anger, excuse your fault, and I've freed you for the sake of Allah. At the age of 20, he assumed the role of Imam after the assassination of Imam as-Sadiq, who had advised his close companions saying, treat Musa, this son of mine, well, for indeed he is the best of my offspring and the one I leave behind as my successor. After me, he is the one who holds my position, and he is the proof in support of God upon the entirety of his creation. The emergence of the Ismaili sect alleged that the successor to Imam Ja'far as-Sadiq was his eldest son Ismail. They claimed that Ismail did not really die but went into hiding. Caliph al-Mansur devised a plan to terminate the imamate for eternity. He instructed his governor of Medina to behead the successor of Imam as-Sadiq according to his last will and testament. To frustrate his plan, Imam as-Sadiq had chosen 4 people: the Caliph, the governor of Medina, and his 2 sons Abdullah and Musa. As a consequence, al-Mansur was unable to carry out his plot. The political environment during the time of Imam al-Kadhim under the recently established Abbasid dynasty was very repressive, in contrast to his father's time where he had been able to teach freely in Medina during the last days of the Umayyad Empire when it was at its weakest. The Abbasids capitalized on the social and political rejection of the Umayyads. The universal slogan adopted by a number of insurgencies was motivated by their belief that rule should be given to a chosen one from the family of Muhammad. The Abbasids were able to fill the leadership vacuum, coming from the Hashim clan, as did Prophet Muhammad. The descendants of Fatima, however, had a greater claim to rule, due to their direct lineage to the Prophet, in addition to their claim of divine appointment, unparalleled knowledge, and piety. They were greatly respected by the masses. This proved to be intimidating for the Abbasids and fueled their paranoia. They were determined not to suffer the fate of their predecessors. They imprisoned many supporters of the Imams and crushed several revolts. They employed extreme measures to limit Imam al-Kadhim's interaction with society. Notwithstanding, his superiority was widely acknowledged throughout the Muslim Empire. For this reason, Caliph al-Mahdi decided to have him brought to Baghdad. The reign of Harun al-Abbasi was also infamous for the rampant, murderous persecution of Shi'as. It was due to this tyrannical environment, where imminent danger was the norm, that Imam Al-Kadhim emphasized the importance of practicing taqiyya as a means to protect one's life. He also encouraged loyal followers to acquire governmental positions in order to alleviate discriminatory measures. When Ali, son of Yaqtin, one of the Imam's prominent companions, expressed concern about assuming a highly influential role in Harun's dictatorial government, Imam Al-Kadhim legitimized his actions, explaining that, "Indeed, with you we find joy and your brothers gain pride. Perhaps through you Allah will mend that which is broken, and through you He will break the hostility of those opposing His allies." Musa Al-Kadhim was imprisoned a number of times for many years in his lifetime. He always regarded his circumstances positively, stating, "O Allah, I always asked you to grant me free time to worship you, and you have answered me, so thanks be unto you for doing so." The worst prison was the one controlled by Sindi, son of Shahak, who had the Imam placed in a cell not bigger than the dimension of a grave, where it was impossible for daylight to penetrate. On the 25th of Rajab 183 after Hijrah, in this jail in Baghdad, Harun ordered that the Imam should be poisoned. His body was dumped on a bridge in Baghdad. Eventually he was buried in a Quraysh cemetery, an area now known as Kadhimain, a district of Baghdad.